What's up, everybody? My name is MisterElliot, and I want to do a quick little DevBlog recap here, or what might be a long DevBlog recap. We'll see. So this one is labeled DevBlog The Skyscrapers, and it just came out today, August 12th. While Docklands and Tourist Season were supposed to be the DLC to accompany and support the mid-game, the High Life would focus on the late game with its skyscrapers as a way to maximize population in existing cities, without a need to expand further, going up instead of wide. So Anno has always been fast and loose with time and connections with real history, spanning entire eras, which in our game go accounted for. So you don't see any dates fly by as in titles that try to somehow simulate history. Our production goods begin with fish and end with the first steam cars. So before we get to DLC, we can say that the game spans the entire 19th century with 1800 as its starting point, which also fits nicely with our tradition of having the checksum 9. So we've got a nice 3D render of the skyscrapers. They are multiple tiers. It looks like the engineer skyscrapers are going to be 4 tiers, and the investor skyscrapers will be, I believe, up to 5 tiers, if I'm reading this correctly. The skyscrapers in the High Life can be upgraded, having 5 levels total or 3 for the engineers. Each level adds 1 module to the building, adding to its size and increasing the maximum population, as well as the number of needs the residents have. These modules come in different shapes and sizes and are randomized when upgrading the building. If you don't like a specific module, you can simply change it by going to customization menu of each building. The only restriction is you cannot add bigger modules on top of smaller ones, but the UI will tell you that when you start playing around with the system. So it's kind of built like a cake. You got to make them smaller as you build upwards. New mechanics and challenges. Only offering an upgrade to your existing residences resulting in space for more people would be boring, of course, so there's some challenges. Each building costs maintenance, and especially the bigger ones can become expensive. So the larger buildings actually cost you. Counter this by making use of the panorama effect, see further in this blog, where your skyscrapers receive buffs based on their placement and surroundings. And of course, fulfill new needs with several new production chains and buildings to further increase resident numbers and tax revenue. So there's new needs for investors, which we're going to see as we scroll down. Thoughts to keep an eye on, only to increase your population numbers? No. Aside from tax revenue, skyscrapers also provide you with additional influence points depending on their level. So you're going to get more influence, you're going to get more money if you're fulfilling their needs, and you're going to be getting what they call the panorama effect, where your skyscrapers receive buffs based on their placement. So they talk a bit about balance here. So they say now the residence is, so this is upon the release of this update, now the residence is consumed based on the maximum total population, which is now calculated based on how much each need provides in population, which was also not the case in the vanilla game. This is a change which made balancing the new features significantly easier for us, but you won't even notice it. Cool, right? So what they're trying to say is a house, like an engineer residence, let's say, when they consume bicycles, they consume it at a certain rate. And if you only have 5 engineers in that residence, they're still consuming bicycles at the same rate, but they've changed that with this update. So I guess the big takeaway from what I'm seeing here is we have a lot more ingredients or more needs. You know, it looks like brandy, pool tables, typewriters, medicine, looks like a concert hall or something like that, as well as like babies or like children. I'm not sure. So the investor residence here, it looks to be, I think this is tier 5 with a maximum of 275. So that's in one house or one block, we'll say. So we have the panorama effect. There's different UI models that we're going with. For you to quickly spot if nearby skyscrapers have a positive or negative influence on the panorama effect of the respective building when selecting it, we went for a color coding solution. Positive influences marked in green, while negative influences marked in brown. So they say one important thing to keep in mind when building and upgrading your skyscrapers is the panorama effect. This effect gives a boost to your skyscraper's maximum number of residences, reduces maintenance costs, and provides bonus residents, as long as the skyscraper in question is not surrounded by other skyscrapers of the same height or higher. Okay, I understand this now. You're not going to be able to just build all your skyscrapers to tier 5 because they'll have a negative influence on each other. So you're going to have to place your skyscrapers at random spots, or not random, but distributed spots in your cities is what they're trying to say. So that's cool. That'll mean that if you follow that system, you'll get a city that kind of looks like a New York City or Chicago or something like that, where not all of the skyscrapers are bundled up together. They're actually spread out, and some of them jet out higher than others. So that's what this panorama effect is actually getting to. And the final part, I guess, of this dev blog, there is a lot more writing and wording here that I'm not going to get into, but I will post it in the description. The final thing is the release date. So they say the release date, you can expect the High Life to release on Tuesday, August 31st at 6 p.m. CEST. So basically, this is the first of a few dev blogs before the update. So I'm sure we're going to hear, and well, you're going to hear from me at least. So my name is MisterElliot. I stream on Twitch. Thanks for dealing with me today, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.